What's going on YouTube? This is SB3 and I wanted to try something a little bit different. Um, I haven't done this before, so I'm hoping that this is um, a good thing. But I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do and how this video is gonna play out. But I wanted to give it a whirl and see how everything went. So my idea is that I go through similar to what some other YouTubers do, and I talk about the track for the upcoming race, which is round 5, which is Glendale, the first triple header of the season. And I basically just go through and I run the track based in Supercross 4, the closest replica that I could find, and talk about it. Talk about some different lines that I think I might see, some passing opportunities, things that this track looks like it may do well, may not do well, and things like that, just so we can see um, kind of what it's going to play out, just as like a preview. I also want to talk about the previous um, track that we or the previous rounds that we've had in the point standings, just as kind of like a way to keep everything moving forward in the 250s and the 450s. But yeah, so let's go through and do it. I have the track map pulled up right here. The closest one I could find on Supercross 4 on Steam, I have pulled up already. So I did run a couple test laps on it just to make sure it's kind of close, but I haven't run any fast laps. But yeah, so I mean the start straight right here, it's a split start straight, which I think is really really cool. You're gonna come down here through the start straight, left hand turn into the start, um, past the whole shot line, which is pretty standard. I mean, most of the races are going to be left hand turns anyway for the most part. But we are looking at going into a rhythm section from here. I think initially you're going to see a double on table off, and then double out over here, come through here through the bull turn. You're going to do a double and then triple over the Supercross triple through here. Or this is at least what I'm going to try to do. Um, Depending on how much breakaway there is, I think you're going to see a double, double, double. Well, maybe a double, triple, single, triple, double into the sand. And then they're going to go around the sand section back here, which I think is really cool. Over the tabletop, go through here, and then the right hand to the Supercross finish line, land right here. Dragon's back into the bull turn, triple, 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 double, little double again, triple, small whip section this week, and then you go through, do this little double back onto the start straight, or start corner, I guess is what it would be called technically, and then back. Um, but yeah, so I've got this track pulled up right here, and thanks to KTM Hero 223 for making this track, and I'm going to be playing through as the last winner. Not the right bike, but the last winner. Just so you guys see, it's physics, advanced, joint brakes off, manual, da 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 da. Cool. All right, let's go. So talking about last week's race, Eli Tomac was able to get the first win of the season for him on the new blue bike, Yamaha. Jason Anderson came through in second, and Chase Sexton rounded out the podium. And I truly believe these guys have set themselves up as the title favorites in the series. I mean, Kenny just has not been great. Ah, dang it. Okay, so I'm gonna kind of roll this section first. I'll do a couple laps, talk about this track, and then we'll start talking about um, everything else. But shout out to Pay 2021. This is Supercross 4. This is one of the mods that he's put together to give the 22 season, or the 2022 season, 2021 season. I'm stupid. Ignore me. Okay, so you can triple. No. Okay. So I'll do one hot lap where I'm trying to hit the lines that I was talking about, and then we'll go from there. Double, double, triple. Yeah. Duh. Okay. Dang it. Okay. Go into the sand section. Over this tabletop. Tabletop? Am I calling it the wrong name? Over under bridge? I don't know. All right. Cool. Let's try to hit a quick lap here. do a triple. And I do have the track map off to my side, off to my on my other monitor, so I can kind of see what's going on. Okay, got through that section pretty rough. Pretty rough. Oof, oof. Okay, boom, into the whoops. Okay, so they don't have the double jump here, which they probably, all things can sit. Dang it. Oh, that was dumb. Okay, let's see if I can triple in. Nope. I'm pretty sure you can. I just didn't get the cleanest drive out of that corner. All right, double out. This is going to take a couple laps. I mean, Supercross whip. Okay, where's my ghost at? All right. So I made plenty of mistakes that lap that I can clean up. There we go. A little bit cleaner. Ooh. Riding like Shane McElrath over here, cross jumping everything. Okay, double in. Triple. And the whoops. I don't like that it's a shorter whoop section. I'm a sucker for whoops, and I love the whoop sections. I think that they make the racing a lot better. Okay, I can clean. Come on. Ah, damn it. Okay. I really think you can triple into that. Because I know that doubling everything isn't going to be the correct way, but then I can triple out, maybe? I don't know. Just based off what I'm seeing in this, what I've done so far, there's a little bit of variety in this track, which is good, especially with a Triple Crown race. I think this is going to allow for a lot of good racing. So I've been tripling in, so I want to maintain my outward swing, so I can triple out, triple, triple. Oh, not really. Came up a little bit short. Double in. Whoop section. I guess I didn't really need to come up the left side of the whoops if I'm going to be... Oh, bummer. Okay. Let's try some different lines through here. You can pop up, pop off. Yeah, I mean, it seems like there's some decent lines in here, which is a really good thing. I really want to go through and try to triple that. I think there's triples in here. There's some triples. Yeah, see, look at that. Triple, triple. Catches me back up to the ghost that I had. So, I mean, it's not slow to do that, but it's not super quick either. Okay, so I'm going to try to take some different lines here to see if I can... Dragon's back. Okay. I didn't hit this section cleanly on my fast lap, so not a real good comparison, but you take the inside line here. Take an inside line maybe in the whoops. No, this isn't going to be good. It's not going to be a good time. It's not super slow, though. Roll out. Hey, there we go. Hit it clean. It's all about that hitting that jump before to get onto it to make sure you get the air time. Okay, I'm going to try to triple. Kind of. Okay, double, triple, double, double. Well, that was in a super clean. Damn. Okay. So it's not super clean. I think that sand section is going to be a difference maker. I think that's going to be the difference between getting a clean lap and getting a really not clean lap. Okay. Let's mix some stuff up. Double, double, triple. Nope. Blew that lap. Okay. Gets it. And sorry I have not been talking much. Once I go through and I'm done trying this, I'll do one more hot lap to see if I can get a better time. And if not, then I'll let's see if I can get it. Kinda. Did not. Nope. Didn't get the table onto the table clean, which really killed the momentum because I was right next to the ghost. I really think you can hit this though. Is my thing. I think you can hit that triple clean. I think there's a way to get in there. You just have to hit the momentum right. So that's something I'm going to be striving to do. I'm going to try to hit it next lap, and then I'll start talking about the previous rounds. I'll talk about last round. What I expect to see out of Glendale. So triple, 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 double. Okay. So I mean that is considerably faster considering the line I took last lap. So I'm going to keep an eye on my ghost, who's back there, and that section really separated it out a solid, I mean, quarter of a second. Okay, so I'm gonna try to. Ah, damn it! Damn it! Came in too wide. Okay, so this is a section I really want. This rhythm section coming up is the one I want to try to hit right. There it is. There it is. Look at how much time that saves. Double, triple, 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 double into the sand. Okay, so I'm gonna try to do it in a clean lap so I can. And then I'll do one lap of first person. So I think honestly this track's going to provide a lot of good racing based off of the lines I'm able to hit because there's enough variety that doesn't lose you a ton of time. And the lines that I'm hitting, at least in the game, you have to hit pretty precisely in order for it to be faster, which is good because you're going to see some of the top guys making mistakes, I think, and it's going to make the racing a lot better because if I come in here and I don't hit this section right like I just did, I guarantee you my ghost is going to at least get right back up on my tail if he's not. Okay, so there's a lot of room for error, but there's also a lot of room for. Come on, come on. There we go. That triple's hard though. You have to rail the outside berm and the jump before. And I mean, maybe with. Okay, let's do some first person. Yeah. So I think I hit pretty much every line I pointed out in the track map, which is great. Okay, I don't like this one. Nope, don't like first person. Okay, let's see if I can catch the AI. Nope, not going to. Yeah, he's gone. That was a good lap though, a 110. My first lap around the track was a 120, so I've taken 10 seconds off the total lap time. But yeah, I mean, I think there's going to be a lot of room for passing here. So now that we've kind of, that's the only one that's tricky. If you can hit, that's the only thing I can think that would make me faster, is if I can hit that clean. But it didn't really make a whole heck of a lot of. I made a mistake, and it didn't really affect it. I think this rhythm section, at least in the game, it's hard to hit that consistently if you don't get enough run out of the corner. So to hit the triple, 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 double into the sand, I think that's going to be if the lines hold to how the game has it, then it's going to be hard to hit that consistently. Because let's see. But anyway, going back to last week, Anaheim 2, Eli Tomac was able to finally get the first win of the season on his new Yamaha. Jason Anderson had the lead, got into it with Kenny, and it kind of screwed up. I think it honestly screwed up the rest of his night. I think the way Kenny or Eli's been running, I think he was still going to catch El Hombre, but I think it would have been a little bit more of a dogfight compared to what it actually was because Eli capitalized on his mistake and just was gone. So it's it's really going to be between I think Jason, Eli, and Sexton. Cooper sitting fourth in the points, but he just hasn't really looked great all season. And I think that's going to be if he can't come out swinging now because we're going into round five and he's gotten a single podium, which in a normal season would be a very very bad thing. But the way the points have been the last two rounds, we've had a new points leader every single. Well, coming into this round would be the first one that we've seen um, the red plate stay on the same rider for more than a week. So I think Eli he needs to establish himself. He does really well with Triple Crowns. He does really well in Glendale. So I think this is a perfect cocktail for Tomac to really kind of establish himself as the big dog in the championship. And I think if he can come out and continue getting better like he has been each week, I think it's going to be hard for the rest of the field. Um, Tomac is he's generally not that great in January. I mean, history has shown that he is not the best at the beginning of the season, and I think that's a testament to his rejuvenation on the Yamaha. I think he plateaued at Kawasaki. I think Kawasaki wanted to keep things more or less the same, and he wanted to experiment more. He wanted to get whatever it was. He clearly wasn't happy with the bike or maybe the personnel at Kawasaki. I don't really know that for a fact, but there was something where that he didn't have it. And I think if he can come out in Glendale, especially, oh, that's so stupid. This little corner right here. I think if he can come out in Glendale, which he typically does well at, and if he does well at the Triple Crowns, I think if he locks another win, I think the rest of the team, the rest of the field's in trouble. I think Tomac looks good. He hasn't looked flashy. He hasn't looked like beast mode, but he's been solid. He's been consistent. He's been the one rider that I think has gotten better with every round. And I mean, he started what sixth place his first race, right? Sixth place, fourth, second, first. So I mean, he's gotten progressively better every round, and it seems like the rest of the fields had their weird races. And if Eli can keep the ship going in the right direction, I mean, you can't really go anywhere besides winning. But I think if he can lay off of a majorly bad race, I think it's going to be hard for the rest of the field to maintain the points gap. Just as a breakdown of the top 10 right now, you got Eli Tomac on the Star Racing Yamaha sitting at 85 points at the top of the leaderboard. Six behind him is Chase Sexton on the HRC Honda. Jason Anderson is two additional behind Chase at in third place. Yeah, damn, I hate that corner. Cooper Webb is another four down from Sexton. In fourth place on the Red Bull KTM, Justin Barcia is a point behind Cooper on his gas. Malcolm Stewart's two additional points back. Marvin's kind of the first breakaway. He's 21 points down in seventh. Dylan Ferrandis is tied for seventh with him. And then Kenny is in ninth place at 62 points. So if you guys have seen my predictions for the 2022 season, I was super wrong about Malcolm, and I admitted that in some of the comments that I probably should have had hit my eye on his radar a little bit, but he's not as good as a lot of people were thinking he was going to be. Eli is about where I thought he was going to be. Chase, I thought he was going to have a breakout year. Um, I assumed he was going to get his first win this season. I assumed he was going to get multiple wins this season, and I still think that's going to be true. Jason Anderson's a little bit of a surprise getting a win. I thought he was going to be good, but not as good as he's been. Cooper, they're on a new bike, so I don't know if it's a mixture of the new bike and leaving Alden's program. He just hasn't been the best. And usually by what was the stat that was given? He won by every time he's won by round three, he's won the championship, I think. So I don't know. Coop's kind of like Eli in a way that he gets better as the season progresses. So I don't think it's I don't know. He's usually had some kind of a speed boost or something's happened where he's done something where he's let people know that he's going to be there for the championship. And with the inconsistency that's been there, I think that's lended itself to Cooper to try to figure things out. But nobody on the Red Bull KTM team's really been outstanding. Um, I mean, they're all three inside the top 10 right now, with Cooper being leading the pack in fourth, Marvin 3 places back in seventh, and then Aaron Plessinger in 10th. So I don't know. I think it's the bike personally. I think there's something with the bike um, because it's I don't know. Usually they've started better than this, it seems, but I don't know. Eli is the one that I'm going to be watching this weekend because I think it's going to tell the tale of the rest of the season. If he comes out and dominates or wins the overall um, for the Triple Crown this weekend, I think title's very heavily favored towards Tomac. Um, if he comes out and he falters and he has a really really rough weekend, I think it's just as crazy as it's been the first four rounds. I truly believe the first person to get 2 wins on the season. So out of the people that have won so far, it's Kenny, Chase, Jason. Sorry, Kenny, Jason, Chase, and then Eli. I think whoever gets the first one to get 2 wins in the season is going to win the championship. I think that the storm is brewing that it's going to be Tomac, but he's openly stated he does not like Triple Crowns, but he does very very well with them, and he does very very well at Glendale. So I think the tides and the ship's going to start sailing towards Tomac unless somebody like Jason or Chase or Cooper. I mean even Kenny. Somebody's got to step up and stop the momentum for Tomac. Which I'll be honest, I'm a Tomac fan, so I hope that they don't. I hope Tomac comes out and spanks them. But I also want to see really good racing. But that's kind of where I'm at with it. Um, Chase Sexton, he's kind of come into his own. He probably could have won um, A1. He probably could have. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of what ifs with Chase. He's still trying to figure himself out. He's in his second full season on the 450s, and he got a win. He got a win in San Diego, so I think that's a testament to him maturing compared to last year because and I mean, last weekend in Anaheim, he didn't have the pace of Jason or Eli, so he sat back in third and he was there. He had a solid gap from um, back to Dylan Ferrandis in fourth, so he understood, I think, that he couldn't catch the other two. He didn't have the pace of the two in front of him, so he just kind of settled in and wrote his race. I think that's dangerous because not everybody can do that. And I think if Chase has the speed to win on any given night, so I think that him coming out there and showing the maturity to be able to take a third place and be maybe not okay with it, but settling for it it's dangerous for the rest of the field too, including Eli, because Eli's learned to kind of settle into that as well, but he still, if he sees the win, he wants to go for it. And I think that's a testament to Chase. I think it's a testament to Eli's maturity because if this was 2017, he was winning, crashing. It was great to watch for the fan standpoint, but it it was kind of hard to keep up with. But Jason, I think, is the most improved. I think he's better than he was in 2018 because he's been consistently up there. He's made some mistakes. He had a bike failure. I think he would have been a little bit more of a challenge to Eli if the crash with Kenny didn't happen. But at the same time, I don't know. I mean, he was trying some different lines, and he ended up making that mistake, which opened the door up for Tomac to take the lead. I've already talked about Cooper. He hasn't been the best, but he hasn't been awful. I mean, he's been okay. Justin Barcia's had his typical flashes of speed. He's been a lot more aggressive this season. I know he stated that he wants to get away from the Bam Bam moniker, but it's just like some of the passes I'm seeing him make I don't get it. He's wanting to get away from it, but he's going in and running people up off the track and getting aggressive and making contact, which I mean for one I'm okay with. I think Rubbing's racing and I think it's okay. I think and just to compare, I think Anderson's pass was a little too aggressive. I do see the side where he didn't. I don't think he intentionally did it. I think it was an accident wholeheartedly. I don't think he ran it in there to take him off the bike. I think it was more of an accident, and whether he came in there with too much speed or whatever it was, I think it was a kind of a stupid move because he could have put himself on the ground, but I don't think it was intentionally dirty. Um, but back to Barsha, I think he's going to finish top five in the series. I mean, the way that he's riding, he's kind of been typical Bam Bam. I mean, he's going to have his moments where he's good. He's going to have his moments where he sucks, and he's probably going to get into it with somebody on the track. And I just hope it's not Tomac. Malcolm Stewart's been better than what I expected on his first year in the Husqvarna, but not as good as I had hoped. So I was realistic in thinking he's going to finish outside the top 10 because I thought realistically, if we could keep everybody injury free, there's people that are better than him. He's been consistently a 5 or 6, 7 type guy, and that hasn't really changed this season. He started up front, and he's faded back to about fifth or sixth or seventh, and I think that's kind of where he's going to hover. Year two, I think, is when we're going to see if we're going to see improvements from him. That's when we're going to see it. I think we're going to see improvements from Malcolm going into year two on that Husqvarna because he's going to have something he's never had before, a guaranteed ride next for the next season. So I think personally we'll see improvement out of Mookie next year. I think we'll see him hovering towards the podium, and we may even see it as he gets more comfortable on this Husky. But I think he's going to hover around 5, 6, 7. Marvin is the kind of the anomaly, and I don't know. He just hasn't been riding like himself this season. I've noticed it in A1 that he was making a lot more aggressive passes to try to complete passes, and I was scratching my head a little bit, especially at A1. His pass on Mookie was very, very confusing because he's usually an aggressive rider, but he's taken shots at people that I just don't understand. And he's been doing it all season. I mean, he did it with Chase in at round two. He just I don't know. He's been riding aggressive, and I don't want to say it's because he doesn't have the pace to pass people cleanly, but I don't know. I mean, he's in a Supercross only deal, so I don't know if there's the desperation of him trying to keep his ride for next season, or what's going on. If he's just trying to his way of keeping pace is to run guys high. I mean, um, even when Jason won, no, Chase, sorry, when Chase won, whenever Eli was trying to get around him, whenever people would try to go around the outside, Marv was, I mean, he's doing what he's supposed to do to try to protect his line, but he's running them to the berm. And I mean, they caught wind of that, and like people like Eli and Jason, they were cutting underneath to pass him. So I mean, it's just, I don't know. Marv hasn't had the pace, and I think we see him retiring at the end of Supercross because he technically doesn't have a ride for motocross. Technically, and I don't know if that was his choice, KTM's choice, if he comes back for next year or what. But the way he's riding right now, I don't think people are going to want to sign him if he's running seventh place in the championship, and he just has not looked like the Marvin of old. Um, yeah, I mean, Dylan's tied with him for seventh place right now. Dylan's on an upward trajectory, so I think we'll see him do a little bit better. I think he'll move up in the rankings as the season goes on. I don't know if we'll see him get a win. Tomac seems to have figured out his starts a little bit, and Dylan's still kind of just sitting back there. Not a bad thing. I mean, Dylan is it's his second full season in the class, so a lot of people came in with the hype that he was going to be really, really good because he won the outdoor championship. And just 9 times out of 10, that's probably not a real number. But the success doesn't usually translate. I mean, Zach Osborne, granted, Zach's been hurt and he ended up retiring, but Zach won the outdoor championship and he didn't have a great season. It took Eli until 2020 to win the Supercross championship after winning, you know, three outdoor titles. So I think outdoors is its own separate thing, and we have to be aware of that. But Dylan, I think we'll see him get better. Kenny is the Kenny is currently the big question mark for me because I think the way he's been riding, he just doesn't have that fire. He got up front, got caught. I mean, granted, Jason put him on the ground, but he rolled around in like 19th place for the rest of the race. And I think that's alarming because I got a lot of heat for putting Kenny in 10th place for Supercross. A lot of heat. And he's sitting ninth in the championship right now, and unless he can turn the ship around, he's just going to keep going backwards. I hope he does because I don't want to see him retire with a whimper. I want to see him go out there, contend for championships because I truly believe this is his last season. If he contends outdoors, I think it's more of the same. But I'd love to see him going out with second or third in the championship. I'd love to see Kenny win the championship. I just don't think it's going to happen. Aaron Plessinger has been kind of the question mark as well. Um, I'm sure he was coming in with a lot of the hype that, hey, Cooper went from Yamaha to KTM and won the title. And I'm sure even if they weren't putting that type of stress on him, he followed a very, very similar path as to what Cooper did. So I think maybe a lot of the fans were thinking that too. I know I was. I was thinking maybe not title, but a very, very big improvement compared to what he's been doing. And it just hasn't happened. Let me scroll through the rest of the the points just to see if there's anybody that's been crazy bad. I mean, AC's in 17th position. He's going to miss the rest of the Supercross. He's somebody that I was hoping would have a solid season, healthy, and it just hasn't happened. His shoulder, he came in injured, and it just ended up, I think, crippling him, and then he tweaked his knee last round. So I don't think we'll see. I don't know. AC's becoming the new Trey Kennard in a sense for me. Heaps of talent, just can't stay healthy. I really hope he can turn it around and contend for titles because I really think he's got the speed to contend for championships. He's just got to get the injury bug off of him. But those, I mean, my predictions: top five for for Glendale overall. I think Tomac comes out and wins. I think he comes out and maintains his momentum, and I think we see a repeat of the podium that we had. I think we see Jason in second, Sexton in third. Um, I think they mix up the wins somewhere in there. I don't think Tomac wins all three races, but I think that podium is is where it sits. I think it's going to be Tomac on top, so maybe like a 3-2-1, and Sexton gets a 1-2-3, and Anderson gets a 2-1-2-3-1-2. I don't, or 2-2-1-3, right? Yeah. I don't know. 2-1-2. I don't know. I think it plays out that way. But I don't know. I could be wrong. Um, yeah, it's my top three. I think it's going to be a repeat of last week, and I think Tomac's going to maintain the momentum, and I still think Tomac's going to win the championship. Stamp it. But that's all I got for you guys today. If you let me know your thoughts below. What do you think? What's going to happen with Kenny? Is he going to turn it around, or is he going to continue more of the same? Is he going to go on the deck for another week? Is it going to be Anderson, or is it going to be Barsha? Is it going to be Muscan trying to make a stupid pass? Like, what's going to happen? Let me know down in the comments below. I think. Let me know if you guys like this type of video. If you do, maybe I'll go back and do recaps of the other 3 rounds that we've had to this point. I plan on doing it moving forward. But if you want me to go back and ride some of these other tracks in Supercross, let me know, and I'll go back and do it, and we'll have fun. But you guys have been amazing. Thank you guys for all the support in these videos. I really do appreciate it. And let me know what you want to see down in the comments below. Until next time, guys. See ya.